Welcome back. It's summertime and that means grilling season. So what we're going to do today is we're going to do a marinated grilled chicken leg. But first we need to make that marinade and get them chicken legs soaking in it so that way all that goodness gets absorbed into it before we head out to the grill. So let's make that right now. In a mixing bowl, you're going to want to add a half a cup of Dijon mustard. To that, you want to add a third of a cup of red wine vinegar and a quarter cup of extra virgin olive oil. The last thing we want to add is 2 tablespoons of this Grill Mates roasted herb and garlic seasoning. And then you want to give that a really good mix and get all of them flavors incorporated. Once all of your ingredients are mixed together in a bowl, I like to take my chicken legs and score them slightly on both sides so that way the marinade can get down into the chicken and those flavors can get really deep inside. Now go ahead and lay your chicken legs out in a baking dish and then pour the mixture over top. Then you can just go ahead and get your hands down in there and get that marinade deep down inside all the pieces of chicken. Now once all the pieces are good and covered, we're going to wash our hands thoroughly. And then we're going to take plastic wrap and make sure that it's nice and sealed. And then we're just going to go ahead and stick that in the refrigerator. So we're just going to leave those in the fridge for several hours up to a couple days, depending on how long you want to marinate it for or make it in advance. I'm just doing mine a few hours ahead, letting all those flavors just combine, and that way everything is just all soaked into the chicken. So I'll see you back here in a few hours when it's time to get outside and get grilling. Okay, welcome back. We're outside, we got our grill going, we're warming that sucker up. Now I noticed that I definitely needed a shave, so I got that in while I was letting that chicken marinate. So if your chicken's ready, I know my chicken's ready, so let's get this stuff on the grill. Now there's several things to remember when you're grilling chicken. One thing is you want to make sure that you know where the hot spots are on your grill, because some will cook faster, some spots will cook faster than others will, so you got to be aware of that. Another one is you got to know if your grill is likely to have flare-ups. I know some grills and some spots you'll get big flames and other ones you won't, so that's another thing to be aware of. Another one is you don't want to turn your temperature up too high, because if your temperature's up too high, then you're not only going to burn the chicken, but you're going to dry it out. So turn it down a little bit, say around 350 degrees, and you want to cook it with the lid down, because if you have the lid up, then that air gets in there and cools the grill off and the heat's not trapped. So what's going to wind up happening is the outside of the chicken is going to cook a lot faster than the inside, and that's when it dries out and burns and everything. So you want to trap that heat to make sure that the center cooks a lot faster than the outside, well, compared to the outside. And that way you don't wind up with raw chicken or burnt chicken. So a few tips to keep in mind when you're grilling chicken. Yeah, I don't know if you can see it up there, but they're doing a lot of work in my apartment complex. So sorry about the noise during this video, but can't help what we can't help. Now I know we're cooking chicken legs today, but there is another tip that I do want to kind of throw at you, and that's if you're cooking breasts or thighs with the bone in. Now if you're grilling with the bone in, you want to make sure that you're grilling with the bone side down, so that way it doesn't overcook on the top. It'll actually cook through a little bit better and keep it from drying out if you got the bone side down, because it's not directly on the heat. So you got the bone side down, you got the lid down, and the heat's just going to convect through the grill, and it's going to cook the chicken more thoroughly. So if you're cooking breasts and thighs with the bone in, make sure that the bone side is down. Tip of the day. Okay, let's have a look, see how we're doing. Oh yeah, we can flip those. Oh yeah, that's looking good. Now I did slide them around a little bit because some closer to the back were starting to cook faster than the ones in the front, so I rotated those a little bit. But yeah, they're cooking pretty good. All right, let's close her back up. Now I know these aren't part of the recipe, but I did marinate some other chicken. They were basically just olive oil and the seasoning that I used in these pieces of chicken. So not very complicated, didn't deserve its own recipe video or need one. So I threw that together and I thought I'd show you. Another quick tip is that when you're cooking any kind of breast, you want to make sure that the smooth side is down on the grill first, because if you cook it with the other side, where you see here, you know, the lines right here, if you cook with that side down first, your chicken's going to dry out. So you want to cook with the smooth side down first, so that way it sears and traps in all the juices. Okay, as you can see, I took the other pieces of chicken off because they were done, but now let's check these ones. Now the one thing you want to remember when you're checking the temperature of chicken is to get close to the bone, because that's where it's going to take the longest to cook. Now what you're looking for is at least 165 degrees. And there we go. We're at our 165 degrees. They're done. Okay, the chicken is done. Now let's take a look at it. Looks good. Let's give it a taste. Oh yeah, real good. Got the mustardy and the vinegary taste from the marinade. Very good. Definitely want to try this. Now, ordinarily I would make a like a Dijon cream sauce for it or whatever if I was doing it like for an entree for like a dinner instead of like a barbecue, but this is good just the way it is. So I also made a cauliflower mac and cheese that would be really good with this. All right, I'll link that up above. Go ahead and click on that. That would pair perfectly for this with any barbecue. So till next time, stay awesome.